Fasting is everywhere now, but is it actually going to help you to achieve your goals, or is this just more clever marketing? Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Floyd Meyer here with Catalyst Impacts, and today we are going to be talking about all things fasting, specifically the different benefits that you can get when you implement fasting in your own life. First, I want to make sure that you guys have subscribed to my channel, so click that button down below if you haven't already. Fasting has been a part of human culture for millennia. We live in a very strange time right now where we have 24-hour access to foods that many times have been engineered to be hyper-palatable, meaning that they are going to hijack our body's normal cues, the normal sensations that we would get that would cue us in to stop eating. This is one of the reasons why fasting has become so popular lately, is because people are realizing that there is a mismatch between our biology, our genes, and the current world that we are living in. That and the vast amount of scientific studies that have been done showing a multitude of different benefits in a bunch of different populations of people. Let's jump into some of those benefits right now. Benefit number one is fasting can help with weight loss. When most people think about fasting, they think about losing weight. And fasting has been shown through multiple studies to be a very effective way to lose weight. Now, there is a major caveat here, and that is that in order to lose weight, you need to reduce your total calories to be less than the amount of calories that you're burning off. You can't just fast for a period of time and then binge on food and expect to lose weight. And that's what happens, unfortunately, to a lot of people. They end up fasting for a period of time, maybe even a day, but then the rest of the week they binge because they feel as though they've earned it in some way. And that is not an effective way to actually get you to lose weight. But when done properly, fasting can be a very, very effective tool. And this brings us to benefit number two, and that is fasting can decrease the amount of visceral fat that you have. When most people think about people that are overweight or obese, they think that the fat is just under the skin, and it's just usually in the midsection, but this is not the case. When you're overweight or obese, the fat actually surrounds your internal organs, and this is called your visceral fat. So it surrounds your heart, it surrounds your kidneys, it surrounds your liver, and is inside of your liver. And this visceral fat has been highly, highly correlated with a multitude of different diseases, from cancer to heart disease, a bunch of different things. And what's amazing is that when you do more prolonged fasts, so 24, 36 hours, your body is really going to start to break down this visceral fat, this fat that is surrounding your internal organs. And what's really cool is that when you start to re-eat, when you reintroduce food, that visceral fat does not seem to come back as fast as, what other people would associate with yo-yo dieting, where you lose the weight and then gain the weight back. This visceral fat does not seem to come back as fast. Benefit number three is that fasting can give you metabolic flexibility. This is a term that's been thrown around a lot lately. So basically what it means is it's the ability for your body to either burn sugar for fuel or to burn fat for fuel. When we eat, our body ends up taking some of the glucose, some of the carbohydrates that we take in, and turning that into what's called glycogen. And this is human starch. And this is what our body generally uses in between meals. We use that glycogen for our energy in between meals. Now, when you do a fast, generally this happens about after 16 hours, give or take, depending on your energy, how much energy you're burning, how active you are. But generally after about 16 hours, your body is going to burn up all of that glycogen. And then your body is going to switch over and it's going to start burning fat and using that for energy. And this is what the metabolic flexibility is. And this can be a really, really powerful thing, especially for those of us who are busy, who are working to make our positive impact in the world. When you are busy, you are going to miss meals. Simple as that. You're going to end up needing to skip breakfast, skip lunch, sometimes even skipping dinner for meetings or project deadlines. And having the ability to continue to perform at a high level even when you miss those meals is a super, super powerful thing. So having that metabolic flexibility from introducing fasting into your life can be a very, very great strategy. Benefit number 4 is that fasting can help you to clear away damaged cells. Now, this is through a process called autophagy. And what happens is that after you've been fasting for a period of time, your body is going to realize that there's no more energy coming in. And so what it does is it selectively breaks down those old, worn out, damaged cells, and it recycles them to make new energy so that you can break down those old cells and use that for energy. And again, this process is called autophagy, and this is a very, very powerful thing. Our bodies are set up to go through periods of fasting, and we will selectively break down these old cells, keeping the healthy cells safe. And this brings us to benefit number 5. So once you've been fasting for a long period of time, and then you reintroduce food, now your body has realized we've broken down all of these cells, so what we need to do is we need to grow new cells. And so your body will increase its stem cell production, and you will get new, young, healthy cells when you reintroduce food in. So who doesn't want to get rid of those old, worn out cells and grow new, young, healthy stem cells? I know that's what I want. Benefit number 6 is that fasting is going to reduce your overall levels of inflammation. Now, inflammation has been tied to a bunch of different diseases, and it is the underlying pathophysiology of many different things, and it robs you of your ability to achieve your biological potential. Now, fasting does this through multiple different mechanisms. One of which is just the fact that you're no longer eating. So when you eat, that actually is a stress on your body. It's on your GI system. And what can happen is, specifically, if you have food allergies, say you have an allergy to gluten or other specific food allergies, that's going to cause inflammation in your body. So when you stop eating, that inflammation is going to go away, and you're giving your body time to heal and repair and restore that gut lining. And that is going to help reduce your inflammation. The other thing that it does is fasting is a hormetic stress, meaning fasting is itself a stress on your body, but it's an acute stress. So what happens is that your body is going to upregulate those genes, those pathways that are going to make you better able to deal with that stress in the future. And so that also can lower your overall levels of inflammation over time. And the 7th and final benefit, this one is by far my favorite, is that fasting can give you control back. So many people have an unhealthy relationship with food. They eat from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. And they do this day in and day out for decades. And this relationship with food is just very unhealthy. So when you can introduce fasting into your life, any type of fasting, I'm going to be going over the different kinds of fasting in the next video. But when you can introduce any type of fasting, it can give you that control back. And again, it gives you that metabolic flexibility so that you can miss a meal and continue to perform at a high level. So every time you miss a meal, you don't just bonk out and be drained and not be able to perform. You want to have that control so that you can decide when it is that you are going to eat, and you don't have to follow a specific schedule. And getting that control back can be a very empowering thing. And when you can implement this, it can be a great base so that you can build further sustainable habit transformation on top of it. Now, as you can see, fasting has a ton of different benefits for you. And in the next video, I am going to be discussing the different types of fasting: intermittent fasting, time-restricted feeding, the more extended fasts. And then I'm going to show you how I would recommend introducing fasting into your own life so that you can have real sustainable changes. Again, this is Floyd Meyer with Catalyst Impacts, signing off.